Today is day 43 of the Print on Demand Challenge, and we're just chugging right along. Yesterday, we were working on group photos, and we started the process of, talking about how do you get this cluster photo? How do you get this group photo? And so you get the group photo, you can get them directly from Creative. I'm going to say it wrong, Creative Fabrica. I think that's what it is. Or you can actually do a search directly on Etsy for group, I think it's like family mock-up or something like that. Family group mock-up t-shirts or something like that. And they will sell you these images, and you can, if you need them in different colors, you can tell them you want them in different colors, and so that you can superimpose your design on it. I also talked about you doing it directly yourself by using Placeit, and how you can do that with Placeit. So a lot of these you'll see like they're tied in a knot on the ends at the bottom, and you see this little knot thing at the bottom on each one of them, but they don't have any of them that have just a straight design. So that's a common theme for most of the group photos, is some kind of, little knot or something at the bottom. Otherwise, they're using a photo that's something like this, and some of those you can get directly from Placeit. And a handful will use something like this. So this is what I will say, is that if you decide that you're going to order a group cluster photo to be able to superimpose your stuff, your design onto the front, make sure you know inside of either Printful or whatever tool you're using, whether it's Printify or some other tool, what type of shirt, like if the shirt has a specific label. So let's say you're using Bella Canvas t-shirts, and this happens to have a tag that says Bella Canvas. That's the mock-up you want to get. So you want to read these to make sure you know what type of shirt it is. If it's a Gilead, then you're going to look for one that has a tag of Gilead. Or if you're able to find one where the tag is not visible at all, that's also helpful. Are people really going to be looking at the tag? Probably not. Like, they're probably not going to be paying that much close attention to what the tag says, because you can barely see it. But again, you don't want to get yourself in trouble just in case. And then I also mentioned, ordering the shirt sizes. You can get that directly. You can have those created from you, from Creative Fabrica. You can order it from there, or you can order from those who are selling mock-ups. They will also sell you the mock-up with the shirt sizes on it. So that's another way to do it. Now, what I wanted to do was show you how you can create your own. So I'm going to log into my Placeit account. First, I probably need to activate it. Hold on. It's time for me to activate it anyway. So hold on just 1 second. Stop sharing, and let me activate this account real quick. So I'm activating it so that I can do a couple of different things. One is to be able to download what I want without having to worry about, having to go get a screenshot of it to be able to finish the exercise. So I am logging in. And if you've never done this, this is the same exercise I do when I teach bundles, where you can create your own photo. And again, there's nothing wrong with using the tools that are available to you with like Creative Fabrica. Oh, and Shutterstock was the other one we looked at yesterday, where you can get cluster photos that are made specifically for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, what I like to do is, if I have the opportunity and I have the knowledge and the skills, I go create my own stuff, because I don't have time to worry about whether or not what I need is or is not going to happen, or is or is not going to get done. So just activate this real quick, and then I will show you what I do. It's doing something. Okay. Is it active? And I'm active. Okay, good. I don't need to reset the password. Okay, now I'm going to go to downloads. Let me share my screen. Okay, so when you go to place it and you're doing a mock-up on a t-shirt, you're just doing a regular old t-shirt, nothing complex, nothing hard. The thing that I like to, these cluster photos are always good because you want to fill in as many of the photos as possible on your Etsy listing or have as many different photos available to you on your Etsy listing. What I'm going to do is just find the one that is laying flat, and I'm going to make sure the background is cleared, and I'm going to replicate that particular one. I found it yesterday. Only because I'm looking today, I'm not going to be able to find it. It's typically how that works. It's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. I do hate it when they limit what you can see. You have to keep scrolling. That's not it. Dang it. I think it was like on the first page yesterday. All right, let me just type in t-shirt because I'm not going to find it this way. T-shirts. Okay, so this is one that's flat, but I want the one that's has the clear background. It already has the clear background. So when you see this means that the background is clear behind it. When you see the little grid, those are the ones that you want. So I'm looking for one that is transparent background. There we go. All right. So here's some with the transparent background. I love it when there's no face. You guys already know that. I'm a weirdo. I'm looking for just the shirt, not the people. And I literally found it on the first or second page yesterday. Just the shirt, no people. All right, well, I'll take that one, but that was not the one that we saw yesterday. Was it this one? It may, well, might be that one. Okay. So it was this one. This is my shirt. Okay. So I am going to take this particular shirt and I'm going to show you what you can do with it. So the first thing is to grab the shirt. And once I grab the shirt, you'll see that you can change the background color. So I'm going to change the background color to black. And I don't want any grid on it. Where's this grid coming from? Extra graphics. No, I don't want any. Where's this grid coming from? No. None. Gradient. Clear. I want no background. I don't know why I have this extra stuff on here. That was not there before. Okay. No, I don't want a black background. So I'm going to go get this logo. One of them was, the heart is fine. Doesn't really matter to me. Crop it. That's fine. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to put the background as black. And there's my t-shirt. So if I wanted to do this exercise, I want no background though. What happened? Default, I want clear. Something changed. There it is. Thank you. I want a clear background. Okay, so I have a clear background. I think I do. It looks like it's black, but it should be clear. have a clear background. I've got the t-shirt on its own, and I got my little design on the front. So I can move this around, I think. I didn't crop it to move it up. It's a little off. Okay. All right, good enough. Okay, so I've got design number 1, and let's say I'm going to do this with like 2 or 3 other colors. So I'm going to download this first one. It's processing. I have no idea why I have these, but okay. These are the designs that people have created. So I got my first one. Okay, now click here to download. So now I'm going to change the background again, and I am going to change it to, I don't know, maybe that'll work. I don't want this. Let me out of this. I have no idea why this has popped up. Thank you. All right, so I'm changing this color to this color. Although this little red is coming through. All right, well, I don't know why it's coming through. We'll figure it out later. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to download this one. So I got my second shirt that I'm downloading. Come on. Come on. I've done black, I've done blue. Won't do red because it's a red heart, so that doesn't make any sense to do red. So let's see what other color we can find. Not that these are real colors that I would choose, and not that this is the real design that I would choose, but let's go with gray, yellow, green, deep purple. That's ugly, but we'll try it. We just need 3 different shirts so I can show you how to overlay them. Okay. So now that we have these 3 different shirts that I've downloaded 3 different times, okay, I've got a purple one, a blue one, and a black one. Not that it's perfect in any kind of way. So I'm going to go over to Canva, and I'm going to go ahead and create my design. I'll start with flyer. I'll resize it, and I will change it to 3000 by 3000. And we're going to resize it. Now I'm going to pick one of those backgrounds. So you can choose a background. You saw that a lot of them are like have that whole fence. I don't know what kind of board you want to call that. This is the background, but I'm just going to type fence because I don't know what else to call it. So they have the vertical version of this fence thing, whichever that is. I forget what that background is called. Let me see if there's another better picture. Texture, might be under texture. Let me go look at textures. Okay, so this shiplap or whatever, I don't know what you call this. So we sort of have the same theme going, right? Some of those other mock-ups that we saw, they had, you know, that whole, some of them have the little shiplap in the back, whatever you want to call this thing. Looks like a sideways fence to me, okay? So I am not a design expert. If that is not the technical name for it, I apologize for butchering what it is. Somebody will correct me one day and say, Nicole, you should learn what that is. I don't know what it is. So anyway, looks like shiplap to me. Okay, so I go ahead and get the background for what I want. And I did something similar to what some of the other ones look like. And you can just find that in backgrounds inside of Canva. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to photos. I'm actually going to go to uploads, not photos. because I haven't uploaded them. So I'm going to upload media. This is where I'm going to select all 3 shirts. I'm going to select all 3 shirts to make my own version of this thing. Of course, mine doesn't have a little knot at the bottom or any of that kind of stuff. And with Place It, could I go look for shirts that have a little knot at the bottom? Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to waste my time. All right, so now that I have all 3, I'm going to choose the first one. Then I'm going to choose the second one, and I'm going to choose the third one. Oops. Choose the third one. Okay. So now that I have all 3 on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little thing here, this little circle thing, and I'm literally going to change the orientation of this shirt. So that's a little too turned. And I'm going to push it to the back. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to do send to the back. Okay, so I'm going to grab the blue one, and I'm going to change the orientation of the blue one just a little bit so that it turns as well. Here's my little circle thing, and I turn that just a little bit. And it's already to the back. And so I've sort of indirectly created something similar where I've had group photos and I've got the shirts. You find the little circle, half circle thing and change the orientation of it. So it has a little bit of an angle. It's not exactly the same as those others, but you get the look and feel sort of what they are doing because these shirts are stacked on top of each other. They're showing the sleeve and then it's showing the sleeve. You'll see that the sleeve, there's a whole specific process here. These in the back, you only see the outside sleeves. These in the front that are center where they have 3 across. This is what it looks like. Whereas this one, what they did was they had 1 sleeve over to the side. So if you want to do something similar to that, you can do something similar. You can go inside of Place It and we can look for, I'll go backwards and see if I can find mock-up shirts. And not that these are the perfect colors because they're not. But the thing about using Place It is the other way that I showed you yesterday, where you just download the shirts and then you lay the design on the front, transparent without people. Okay, so like you could choose this one, do something with that one. You can choose something with this one. If you wanted to see if they have the kind, this is a good one if you just want to take the existing, not do anything fantastic with it. I'm trying to see if they have any with the little knot at the bottom. I don't see any with the little knot, but this one is sort of like bunched up at the bottom. And this one is a little bunched up at the bottom as well. So the thing I like about Place It over the others is that if you just lay the image on top of it, it definitely looks different than when you actually upload it to a site like Place It and then re-download it and then try to orient them from that way. Yesterday, I had to change the opacity, transparency on the graphic down to like 85% because I placed the image on the top. This way, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So if you can find one where it's a little bunched up at the bottom, you may be able to recreate aspects of that picture to help you on your journey to creating the different things. I literally could, again, create a mommy and a daddy t-shirt and then create a baby. This is like a baby's t-shirt or a little kid's t-shirt and put that one as the center so that I can create a family cluster. And it's just laying the pictures on top of each other strategically. This looks like a little kid shirt. So I could do that same thing in Canva. If I were to download the picture, I could put this picture up at the top and I could lay the little baby shirt down here and have the look of, oh, you're selling multiple shirts. And again, they're all laid on top of each other. It's the same shirt. It's the same. It's just in a different color with the design on the front. So that's another way to achieve what we did yesterday, which was yesterday we did yesterday's projects. Let me go backwards. This is upload. Paste it. If I can find it again. I want to lose it. Okay. We're working on a lot of projects. So like in yesterday's, under normal circumstances, I would go grab the image. What I did was just grab it from Snagit, from Shutterstock. You wouldn't grab it from Shutterstock. You'd buy the image, so you wouldn't have the Shutterstock um, logo on it. But what I had to do was I just laid my logo on top of it. So instead of doing that, you can do what I just did, which was upload it to Placeit, download different colors, the colors in which you plan to sell it in, and then upload those into Canva and arrange them so that they look similar to some of the cluster images that you see. Because everyone's cluster images, again, people are clearly buying the same background um, pictures. They're buying, all of them are buying the same thing. This is the same shirt. Looks like it's all like, nope, these are not all 100% the same design. Yeah, they're close. And so some of these have been photoshopped in here because these three are the same. They're bunched in the same exact position. These are bunched in the same exact position. So yeah, they're using Photoshop, like I said yesterday, on some of these. And a lot of people are buying the same designs with the little knot at the bottom. So if you don't want the little knot at the bottom, you can try the strategy that I listed or mentioned before, which is to go ahead and drop it into, use Placeit, upload your logo to Placeit, or your product, not your logo, your design up to Placeit. Find a shirt, transparent background without people that's laying flat. You can always crop this. Okay, that's the great thing about it. If the background is clear and the background is transparent, just upload your logo, pick the color, and then when you go over to Canva, you just lay them, the t-shirts, one on top of the other. Only because I'm doing this. Upload, place it. There we go. Just lay them one on top of the other, and you'll get the same or a similar effect. And I think it will actually look a little bit better as I zoom in, outside of this whole see-through because it's the heart. But it'll look a little bit better on the shirt versus the other one that I did before, where I grabbed the image. This one. Yeah. So if I zoom in on this one, forget the Shutterstock. We already know that. You can tell that it's just sitting on top of there when you zoom in. So the one that I created using Placeit looks so much better without it. So that's the thing that I want to encourage you is if you do it that way, you can do it either one of those ways, whichever one works easiest for you, whichever one you think you can remember. Those are two ways in which to do the group photos. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense, what I just did, what I showed you? Hello?
Makes sense to me.
Okay. So yours won't have the little tie at the bottom, but you can find, like I said, some shirts on Placeit where they're a little bunched up at the bottom. If you want that effect, you can do that. You can also find some folded shirts. They've got some folded examples in here. They've got some straightforward examples. They've got kind where it looks like, the person's body has been removed, but it's clearly, the shape of the body. So I like Placeit for being able to do that type of manipulation to the pictures. And it may be something that you might be interested in long term, choosing Placeit to be able to recreate aspects of what people are doing. The other thing is, you see how this shirt is laying here? You could do the same thing by putting shirts stacked on top of each other, just laying in this position. Again, you can do it any way that you want to, so that way it showcases multiple shirts and create your own version of a cluster photo. What that will do is it will make your shirt stand out or your listing stand out just a little bit more than others, because when people are looking for group family t-shirts, all of them look almost the same. They all look pretty close to the same. This one is bunched with a tie on the side, and that's great. These, again, you can recreate something similar to this on your own by overlaying your pictures. They've got a little bit of a bunch at the bottom. They have a lot of them where they're tied at the bottom. And I'm like, not everybody's going to buy that whole tied at the bottom. Like this one, front to back, your apologies. They've got 2,400 reviews. So they're clearly selling and they don't have the bunch at the bottom. So if someone is looking for something, I feel like the little tie at the bottom makes it feel like it is more feminine than it is masculine in some aspects. And it just could be me. So that's why I like being able to create your own version of it. And again, you can create it, get the smaller pictures and lay those on top. So then that way your entire layout looks completely different. And instead of having it superimposed on top, going with you, I don't even know how they get away with that, but okay. That has to be trademarked. They had to have gotten approval for that. So these don't have the little tie at the bottom. And I do like the fact that they don't have the little tie at the bottom versus these do. So you can stand out and be a little different than everybody else and make your picture look a little, a little better. So try that approach. I can make this smaller and see if it works for you. I'm going to shrink this just a little. Then you can get more shirts on there. That's the kind of stuff I do when I create my bundles for my products, is I do this. I make my own stuff. Then that way your listing is definitely unique, for sure. So I put the little kid shirt right here in the middle. So, okay. So try that, place it. Like I said before, the pricing on it is like, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. If you get the annual, it's less than that. We have a subscription, but I only pay for it when I know that we're going to do designs. That's just a cost savings as an entrepreneur because we have enough subscriptions for other stuff. So whenever we get ready to produce, or we're getting ready to sell different things that we need, place it, then I'll go activate that subscription for that 2-month window, and then it'll be inactive the rest of the year, and then we go activate it again for that 2-month window, get all of our pictures for the stuff we're going to sell, and then inactivate it. If you're going to be selling stuff on a regular basis, you might just get the annual subscription. I think it's like 7 something ends up being the annual amount, and it's definitely worth it. So with that is all I have for you today. Tomorrow, we're going to take these lovely mock-ups and we'll go ahead and create a listing. In addition to that, there's another strategy we're going to learn, but we'll cover that tomorrow, which is Friday. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, unless you have additional questions. Okay.
Have a great evening.
You too. Okay.
Bye.